the worst game he's played for the Tigers. So I'll cut Robbie Farah some slack because he's been a wonderful player for a long time under pressure.
Okay, good on you, Dale. Love catching up with you.
I love catching up with you too, guys.
See you next Friday.
Love you guys.
You've got a kiss.
That's for you too, Paul.
We're still talking sport now. It's time to head back over to London to talk about the Olympics. Rochelle Gilmore is a Commonwealth Games gold medal cyclist, and she joins us now. Rochelle, pretty devastating for Cadel Evans, but not entirely unexpected given how gruelling his regime has been. He's come straight off from the tour and he hit the road race overnight.
Well, it was a really big ask for Cadel to come out of the Tour de France and only 1 week or 10 days later to line up in the time trial. And he had his test yesterday in the road race, which was a 250-kilometre gruelling event over very tough terrain. So that was really his test, and I guess he's decided that after the Tour de France he's quite fatigued and he doesn't think he's going to perform in the time trial. So I guess he has some really great results in his career and he doesn't need another disappointment. So as an athlete, it's hard to perform under your best and never feels really good. So I guess that's why he's decided not to line up in the time trial.
Now, it was an interesting race, Rochelle. We had Cavendish coming out overnight and he's been blasted with whinging. They were really strong, the British team, for most of the race until maybe the last 50 Ks. And he has said the Australians just sit there and ride negatively. What's that all about?
Well, they didn't win, so obviously they have to blame somebody and make a reason why they didn't win. But Australia rode really well. Stuart O'Grady was in the breakaway from the first 20 kilometres, so he was in a small group. And when you're in a small group of 15 guys over 250 kilometres, you really do have to do a little bit extra work because you have to pull your turn on the front more than anyone else in a group of, say, 100 guys. So Stuart O'Grady put himself in the right position for Australia. He was in the break the whole day, which means he had a chance against only 15 guys to take a medal. And he finished off with a 6th place, which was obviously a little bit better than Mark Cavendish did. So Australia, they did quite well. I mean, Stuart O'Grady should be happy, and he represented Australia really well. So, yeah, it was disappointing for the Brits. I guess they put a lot of effort into it, and Mark Cavendish wanted to take the win, but they've pointed the finger at us. They've got to blame someone. So
they do, and Cancellara had a massive stack, didn't he, just on that turn? But I will just ask you about individual time trials, men and women's, coming up. What are you expecting out of all of that?
Well, we had the women's road race today, which was a 150-kilometre road race, and we had 3 women representing in that road race. And Shara Gillow, who's targeting the time trial, actually put herself in a really good position today. Unfortunately, with 10 kilometres to go, she had a mechanical problem and a chain fell off and got stuck. She had to stop and get off the bike. So her race was over then with 10 kilometres to go, but fortunately for her, she's racing the time trial on Wednesday and she's a really big hope for Australia. She's a bit of an outside chance for a medal, but she definitely has in the back of her mind that she can win one. So we're looking forward to that. And then in the men's, we have Michael Rogers, and he's having one of the best years of his career for a long time. So we could see Michael Rogers bring home another medal for Australia in the cycling.
OK, that'd be lovely. Thanks so much for your insight, Rochelle Gilmore.
No worries.
It's a funny thing, isn't it? So much has changed in life, and yet still bicycles need chains going around sprockets, and they still come off.
You'd be
That's
so upset.
Talking of upset, the Warriors, you know, they were 18-0 at one point.
It was the... That's
How
what
do you
Wendell
turn that
just
around?
said.
Yeah.
The biggest
How do you turn
choke.
it around? Extraordinary.
You and
in the end, what was it in the end?
Tigers.
I know, it was a terrible weekend. Terrible weekend, sports-wise.
Anyway.
Coming up next...